Your life changes when your mindset changes. This is one of the most powerful truths a person can ever understand. Many people spend years trying to change their circumstances, their relationships, their finances, or the people around them without realizing that the real transformation begins inside the mind. The way you think determines the way you act. The way you act determines the direction of your life. Everything starts with your mindset. A negative mindset can make a person feel trapped, even when opportunities are standing right in front of them. A person who constantly says, I can't do this, will eventually stop trying. A person who believes they are unlucky will start seeing failure everywhere. Fear, doubt, and insecurity slowly become a prison. The saddest part is that many people never realize they are the ones building the walls around themselves. But the moment your mindset changes, your entire world begins to change. When you start believing that improvement is possible, your energy changes. Your attitude changes. The way you speak changes. The way you carry yourself changes. You begin to notice opportunities instead of obstacles. You stop focusing on what is missing and start appreciating what is possible. A strong mindset does not mean life suddenly becomes easy. Problems still exist. Challenges still come. Difficult days still happen. However, the difference is that you begin responding to those difficulties with strength instead of fear. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what can this teach me? That single shift in thinking changes everything. Many successful people were not born with perfect lives. They faced rejection, criticism, pain, and failure. Some grew up with nothing. Some were told they would never succeed. Some failed many times before reaching their goals. What separated them from others was not luck, it was mindset. They refused to believe that temporary failure defined their future. Your mindset also affects the people around you. Negative thinking spreads negativity. Constant complaining drains energy from every environment. But a positive and determined mindset inspires people. When you walk into a room with confidence, hope, and purpose, others can feel it. Your mindset becomes your personal energy, and that energy influences your relationships, your work, and your future. There are people who have money but still feel empty because their mindset is filled with fear and negativity. There are also people with very little who still wake up grateful, motivated, and hopeful. This proves that peace and happiness do not begin with external success. They begin within the mind. Changing your mindset requires discipline. It does not happen overnight. You must train your mind daily. You must stop feeding yourself negative thoughts. Stop repeating words that destroy your confidence. Stop comparing your journey to everyone else. Comparison steals joy and creates insecurity. Instead, focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. Start speaking positively about yourself. Remind yourself that you are capable of growth. Spend time learning, improving, and developing your skills. Surround yourself with people who encourage you to become stronger, wiser, and more focused. Protect your mind from constant negativity, because what enters your mind eventually shapes your reality. Your mindset also controls how you view failure. People with weak mindsets see failure as proof that they should quit. People with strong mindsets see failure as a lesson. Every mistake becomes experience. Every setback becomes preparation. Every difficult season becomes part of the journey toward success. The truth is that your life can completely transform when your thinking transforms. The person who once lived in fear can become fearless. The person who once doubted themselves can become confident. The person who once felt lost can discover purpose and direction. Everything changes when the mind changes. Your habits improve. Your confidence grows. Your goals become clearer. your future becomes brighter. The moment you stop limiting yourself with negative thinking, you unlock possibilities you never imagined before. Never underestimate the power of mindset. A changed mind can create a changed life. And sometimes the biggest breakthrough in life begins with one simple decision to believe that a better future is possible. Failure is not the end, it is preparation. This is a truth that many people struggle to accept, especially during difficult moments in life. When people fail, they often feel embarrassed, disappointed, and broken. They begin to question their abilities, their future, and even their worth. Some people give up completely after one setback because they believe failure means they are not good enough. But real success is built on failure. Every strong person, every successful leader, and every great achiever has faced moments where things did not go according to plan. Failure is not proof that you should stop. It is proof that you are trying. A person who never fails is usually a person who never takes risks, never steps outside their comfort zone, and never pushes themselves to grow. Growth only happens when you challenge yourself, and challenges always come with the possibility of failure. Life teaches its greatest lessons through difficult experiences. Failure forces people to become wiser, stronger, and more prepared. Sometimes success comes too early. Before a person is mentally ready to handle it, failure builds the character needed to carry success responsibly. It teaches patience, discipline, humility, and resilience. These qualities cannot be learned through comfort alone. Think about how many times a child falls before learning how to walk. Imagine if that child decided to quit after the first fall. Walking would never happen. In the same way, people must learn to keep moving forward after failure. Every mistake contains a lesson. Every setback contains experience. Every disappointment contains an opportunity to grow stronger. Many people look at successful individuals and only admire the final result. They see the achievements, the fame, the confidence, and the victories. What they do not see are the sleepless nights, the rejections, the losses, and the moments of doubt that came before success arrived. Behind every powerful success story is a season of failure that prepared the person for greatness. Failure changes people in ways success never can. Success can make people comfortable, but failure forces people to think differently. It forces them to improve. It reveals weaknesses that need attention. It teaches people how to adapt when life becomes difficult. Sometimes failure redirects a person toward a better path they never considered before. There are moments in life when failure feels painful and unfair. You work hard for something, give your energy, sacrifice your time, and still things fall apart. During those moments, it is easy to feel hopeless. However, some of the greatest blessings in life come after painful disappointments. Sometimes what feels like a loss today is actually preparation for something greater tomorrow. A strong mindset understands that failure is temporary. It does not define your future unless you allow it to stop you. One failed attempt does not make you a failure as a person. One rejection does not mean you have no value. One difficult season does not mean your life will always remain difficult. The people who eventually succeed are not always the most talented or the smartest. Often, they are simply the people who refuse to quit. They kept learning. They kept improving. They kept believing that their story was not over. Persistence is powerful because every time you rise after failure, you become mentally stronger. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds people that growth is a lifelong journey. It keeps people grounded and hungry to improve. Sometimes people become wiser through pain than they ever could through comfort. Difficult moments create depth, maturity, and understanding. When you begin to see failure as preparation instead of destruction, your entire perspective changes. Instead of feeling defeated, you begin asking yourself what lesson can be learned. Instead of running away from challenges, You begin facing them with courage. You understand that every obstacle is shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. Life is not about avoiding failure. It is about learning how to rise after it. Every setback is preparing you for future success. Every challenge is building inner strength. At every painful experience is teaching you something valuable about yourself and about life. Never let failure convince you that your journey is over. Some of the greatest comebacks in history began with painful defeats. Some of the strongest people were once broken by disappointment, but they chose to continue. They chose to believe that failure was not the end of the story. And that decision changed everything. Your future depends on daily choices. This is one of the most important realities of life, yet many people ignore it. People often dream about success, happiness, wealth, confidence, and peace, but they forget that the future is not built in one single moment. It is built day by day, choice by choice, habit by habit. The small decisions you make every morning, every afternoon, and every night slowly shape the person you become. Many people wait for a big opportunity to change their lives. They believe success will arrive suddenly like a miracle, but in reality, most successful people did not transform their lives overnight. They changed their daily habits. They changed their routines. They made better decisions consistently, even when nobody was watching. Over time, those small decisions created extraordinary results. Every single day, you are creating your future. The way you spend your time matters. The people you surround yourself with matter. The thoughts you feed your mind matter. The habits you repeat matter. Even the smallest decisions have long-term consequences. 1 hour wasted every day may not seem important at first, but after years, it becomes lost opportunities, lost growth, and lost potential. In the same way, one positive habit practiced daily can completely transform a person's life over time. Your future is deeply connected to your discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline creates consistency. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. Those are the moments when your choices become even more important. Choosing to continue when things are difficult is what separates successful people from those who stay stuck in the same place. Many people destroy their future without realizing it. They constantly delay important goals. They waste time on distractions. They ignore opportunities to learn and grow. They choose comfort over progress. Then years later, they wonder why nothing changed. The truth is, the future is not an accident. It is the result of repeated daily actions. If you want a better future, you must start making better choices today. A healthy future begins with healthy habits. A successful future begins with disciplined actions. A peaceful future begins with positive thinking. Everything is connected. The life you dream about cannot exist without the daily effort required to build it. Sometimes people believe small actions do not matter. They think reading a few pages, exercising for a short time, saving a little money, or learning one new skill will not make a difference. But success is never about one giant step. It is about many small steps repeated consistently. Small actions seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they create massive change. Your environment also influences your choices. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, laziness, and distractions, your future will suffer. But when you spend time with focused, disciplined, and positive people, your mindset begins to change. Energy is contagious. The people around you can either push you toward growth or pull you away from your potential. Every morning gives you another chance to choose who you want to become. You can choose growth instead of excuses. You can choose discipline instead of laziness. You can choose learning instead of wasting time. You can choose courage instead of fear. These decisions. There is also power in consistency. Many people quit too early because they do not see immediate results. They become frustrated when success does not happen quickly. But life rewards those who stay committed. Trees do not grow overnight. Strength does not appear overnight. Greatness is built slowly through patience and persistence. Your future self is watching the choices you make today. The habits you build now will either help or hurt you later. Imagine where your life could be 1 year from now if you stayed focused every single day. Imagine the confidence you could build, the knowledge you could gain, and the opportunities you could create simply by making better daily decisions. At the same time, imagine the regret of wasting years doing nothing meaningful. Regret is painful because it comes from knowing you had the chance to improve but chose not to act. That is why daily choices matter so much. Every day is either building your future or damaging it. You do not need to become perfect overnight. You simply need to become a little better each day. Progress is more important than perfection. One good decision can lead to another. One positive habit can create momentum. One disciplined action can begin changing your entire life. Never underestimate the power of daily choices. Your future is not decided by luck alone. It is shaped by the actions you repeat consistently. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to the life you want. And the decisions you make today will eventually become the reality you live tomorrow. In conclusion, life does not change by accident. It changes through mindset, perseverance, and daily choices. The way you think about yourself shapes the direction of your future. When your mindset becomes stronger, your actions become stronger. When you stop seeing failure as the end and start seeing it as preparation, you develop the courage to keep moving forward even during difficult times. Every setback becomes a lesson, every struggle becomes strength, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. At the same time, your future is being created by the decisions you make every single day. Small habits, consistent discipline, and positive actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they build the life you dream about. Success is not built in one day. It is built daily through patience, focus, and determination. Never allow fear, doubt, or temporary failure to stop you from believing in your potential. You are capable of more than you realize. No matter where you are today, your story is not finished. You can still grow, improve, rebuild, and succeed. The power to transform your life already exists within you. All it takes is the decision to believe in yourself, learn from failure, and make choices every day that move you closer to the person you were meant to become.